This is this is not. I don't know. This is just a cold open. I don't know what to say at this point. I've been doing this for like 3 years. I don't know.
I like watching your lead up to winging it.
Yeah.
When really all you have to say, man, is London is blue.
That is true. London is blue, Jason. And we're back again with the Red, the White, and the Blues podcast. And we are back with a special Tottenham are Bodlers episode. Yes, you heard that right. Tottenham are still Bodlers. They still suck. London is still blue, like Jason said at the top of this podcast. And we are here for it. We are here to take you through the ups and the downs. Mainly Cucurella being on the ground, spitting bars. Yeah.
Shit.
He's like, oh, this is the way this episode's going tonight. Anyway, yeah, that guy over there to my left, technically, because this is my left hand, is Jason. That guy over there is Jason. And yeah.
We did it.
We did it. He is Jason. I'm Daniel, and together we make up the Red, the White, and the Blues podcast. And we are here to talk once again about how London remains blue and will always be blue because those sons of bitches, the dumb ass cocks, can't do anything right. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, it's gonna be a fun episode tonight. We're just gonna wrap up Tottenham and whatever. Boy. That was a hell of a game. It lived up to expectations exactly how
you predicted.
Some
you
of us
bastard.
predicted it would go.
Exactly how you predicted.
Yeah. You were
Daniel
right.
was making predictions during the damn game that all came true.
Dude, I told you, we all get lucky every now and then. This was just my lucky streak. This
hey, I'm trying to give you an extra point for the predict. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in a little while. But yeah, this game was, it was on par with everything that you thought could have happened. I mean, there's no reason to talk. I'm pretty sure there was no tactics in this game. It was just, hey guys, go put the ball in the back of the net. Let's just run up and down the freaking pitch on it.
Yeah.
We're not going to worry about passing. We're not going to worry about first touches. None of that shit matters in this match. Just go put the ball in the back of the goal. That was Maresca's pre-match speech.
To be fair, though, there's been a lot of chatter about Chelsea's tactical genius during the game and how that was enough to overcome Postecoglou's or Angie Postecoglou.
Ainge Postecoglou.
I was stalking the Tottenham Reddit subreddit.
Oh, I should have done that. We should have brought some
just to watch them melt. It was a sobering. They're where we were last year at this time. That's exactly where they were. Only I think they have less points than we did last season. But
it's pretty bad if you have less points than we did last year.
Well, they're hanging around 11th, right? Or they were hanging around 11th before this match. That's where we were last season at this time. So they're asking questions of ownership. They're asking questions of transfers. They're asking questions of. But I will say they're okay with the coach. So anyway, I don't want to talk about them that much. It's fun to watch them melt. It's fun. It is always fun to get one over on Tottenham at Tottenham in the ways that we do it. It is the best feeling. A lot of Anthony Taylor hate, which is well warranted. He's hated on both sides.
Yeah. Anthony Taylor deserves any hate that he comes his way. He deserves every bit of it.
We agree with every club there. Anthony Taylor sucks. Yeah. But there are some things Maresca did in this game. I think he deserves a lot of credit. But we are really a tactical podcast. I'm thinking about changing our blurb to be like a non-tactical high on vibes podcast. Chelsea podcast.
I mean, hey, I like that blurb. I mean, because we're neither one of us. My experience tops out at U10 soccer. in America. So that's
yeah.
about my extent of tactical knowledge. And
I got
so
nothing.
even then, we were just 9v9 at that point. We weren't even 7v7. We weren't even freaking playing with 11 people yet. So
yeah, we can go through some of it though, but it's best to start at the start of this game and then just keep going down, like, because this game was wild.
I mean, and you knew it was going to be wild because it always is when Tottenham and Chelsea step on the pitch together. But this one started off wild because apparently, I'm jumping on the conspiracy wagon that those bastards at Tottenham overwatered the pitch before the match. Like we were out there doing our warm-ups and Cucurella had the right boots on, and then them bastards went out there and it watered the pitch some more and made it extra slick. So whatever.
Yeah. Do you do you think Cucurella should have did better knowing the conditions of the pitch during warm-ups?
No,
the dude's out there during warm-ups with those boots on. Like, he does have a responsibility.
He does. But that's what I'm saying. They went out there and re-watered the pitch and made it wetter. That's what I'm saying happened. I'm not Cucurella. Man, them fans. I mean, Cucurella has been having a brilliant year this year. And boy, just let him mess up one time and the fans are back on the hate Cucurella bandwagon.
They shouldn't be, though, because after he changed his boots, he was a monster.
He was amazing. Yeah, he was amazing after the boot change. And I mean, like, my favorite part is like after the first slip and they scored, they just pan into Cucurella and Cucurella is just like he across his shoulders like, I mean,
Colwell's just as to blame for that.
100% because he let freaking
Solanke,
freaking Solanke, whatever,
Slinky,
ass name, Slinky butt, run in front of him and get the ball in that first goal. Yeah, Colwell, not good on the first one.
Not good.
So but I mean, I guess Cucurella needs to take some responsibility for it because I mean that is why you have warm-ups to figure out.
Well, he gave
studs, you need the longer studs. Like that is why you have warm-ups, and it was raining, so that isn't like it is very much a wet ground type of day. Like you need longer studs in. Like you would think he would start with that.
I think they filed him down. That's my conspiracy theory.
Hey, I mean,
just saying.
Just saying. I mean, those boots did end up in the bin after the match.
My God,
as Correa posted on Instagram.
Dude, if we hadn't won this game, do you know what level of boots we would be talking? Like, it is nice that it is a great joke and it has become a meme.
Yes.
And Palmer is like in a after match question and answer session, and Cucurella comes into like his eye view off camera.
Yeah.
And he's like, where are your boots? Cucurella says, no, they're in the bin.
They're in the bin. Yeah. And he took a picture of it, posted on his Instagram, and then like deleted it immediately because he probably has a Puma sponsorship for his boots.
Oh, so
not a good look for his sponsorship deal.
I am genuinely happy we can laugh about this now, but after that first goal, I was livid. I was not happy. I thought the world had bottomed out, like everything was bad.
Yeah, I mean, it was. It was not the way you want to start a match, especially against Tottenham, when you know there's going to be goals galore, in the match. And so you definitely don't want it to start like that. But, shit happens. They overwater the pitch, and our players slip, And then you would think he would learn his lesson, Jason. No, he doesn't learn his lesson. And instead of going to change boots then, Cucurella's like, no, I'm just going to roll with the same boots. And that same shit happens again. And it leads to a freaking another Tottenham goal. I mean, I don't know. I think, fool me once, Shame on me. Twice. Shame on you,
This is gonna
Cucurella, for
sound
not taking your boots.
yeah. This is gonna sound crazy. There's a little bit of blame on Colwell there too.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. We're trying to pass it from Colwell to the middle, right? Like there's even a run happening like at the moment that
Yeah.
Colwell's supposed to pass. It gets sided by one of the Tottenham midfielders and blocked out. So then Colwell's scrambling to pass the ball and he gives Cucurella a terrible pass. Cucurella is going backwards trying to do whatever shit he's doing and then he falls down. He slips. Like this is where I'm gonna harp on the fundamentals of like good passing,
Yeah.
and quick decision making. But it's not all Colwell's fault. Cucurella is definitely gonna get the blame for giving the ball away in
Yeah.
like really dangerous areas here, and that's what he did.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, like, and then of course it was that stupid head. What is it? Yeah, Kulisevsky that scored that. I can't
Yeah,
stand
yeah, yeah.
Kulisevsky. I
Yeah,
got
same.
that man. I don't know what it is about. I think it may be because he's like ginger, and I just know he has no soul or
Oh,
feelings or anything like that. But I don't like that ginger
I
bastard.
yeah, I hate every Tottenham player. It doesn't matter. I
I'm
hate every single one.
I do have a soft spot for Son. I don't know why. I do like Son. Maybe it's because I played with him with so much on
Yeah,
FIFA, and his card is really good at FIFA, and that's why I like him. But
if I
I'm
was
okay with
forced to hang
Son.
out with anyone, I'd pick Son.
Oh yeah, 100%. None of the other ones, but
Yeah,
it was. So I mean, like in the first 11 minutes, we're down 2-0, and it's just like, okay,
yeah.
this is not how we wanted to start this. But I mean, like even in the text messages, and even in like when I was tweeting during all this, I was like, the difference in this team, and the
Oh,
biggest
dude.
difference in this team than last year
Yes.
and the previous years is I didn't feel like we were out of the match. And I remember,
Yeah.
I don't know how many text message conversations we've had over the last 2 years where when we would go 1-0 down in a match,
Oh,
you and me be
yeah.
like, match over. It's done. There's no way we're coming
Yeah.
back from this, because we had no faith in this team. But this year, it's different. We were down 2-0, and I was like, we got this. We can come back and win this. That
Yeah.
I have no doubt about it. Now, whether we do or not, that was to be determined. But I had
Sure.
confidence and faith in them that they could do that. And I mean,
Mhm.
like even in their body language, like they never got down.
Yeah.
They never were
Nope.
like moping around after the goals. They just wouldn't put the ball back at midfield and just kicked off and went right back to work.
Yeah.
Like it was just like, okay, we just got to go and score more goals. And so you can tell that Maresca has installed a different like psychological
Yeah.
approach to this team. Like he has affected them not just on the pitch and the fact that we're scoring more goals, we're giving up less goals, shockingly, but like mentally, how he has
Yeah.
transformed this team is probably the biggest impact I think he's had. Because we still are immature, but I mean, shockingly, it seems to be he's getting the immaturity maybe under control a little bit. We don't seem to be doing as many boneheaded things here over this last
Yeah.
few stretch of games. Nico even freaking pulled Enzo's shirt down so he didn't get a yellow card in this match, which is peak maturity from Nico.
Yeah.
So I don't know, just the mentality of this team is completely different than it has been for the last 2 years. Because even when Posh was here, like we were still bickering and fighting. Like if we gave up those 2 goals when Posh was here like that,
Oh, yeah.
the bickering and fighting amongst the team and everything would have been like it would have been bad. But these guys just shrugged it off and were like, okay, let's just go play football. Let's just go get 2 more goals. Let's just go get 4. Let's just go get more goals than they have. So I don't know.
Yeah, I love that. I remember watching Chelsea matches where we were like either down 1 or level
Yeah.
and still believing up until the last minute that we could get one back or get something from the game. And in that, I would say I'm with you. That belief has been restored. I am happy to say that like I did not think 2-0 was a complete loss. I
Yeah,
looked at my wife who was watching the game with me and was like, well, now we have to score 3 to win, and that sucks, but we can do it.
we
And
can do it.
so, and yeah, and we did. And the way that we did it was pretty great. Like
Yeah.
it was over the course of the game. Like it was a
Hmm. Yeah.
long
It
time
was a,
coming to get there, but like it was a couple penalties and a couple pieces of what seems like individual brilliance, but when you break them down,
yeah.
like there are things that are happening in the build up to that play
Yeah.
that then allows that individual brilliance to happen. And
Yeah.
I think that that is something we've been missing too, is being able to create the opportunity for
Hmm.
creativity and
Yeah.
that and then having the players to put the ball away. Like
Yeah.
we didn't like it you were reading a stat before, like the amount of goals we've scored versus last season. We've scored more
Yeah. Yeah. I think we've
through
scored, what I
this.
tell you, 9 goals
Yeah,
more this year than we
that's
have.
huge,
Yeah,
man.
9 goals
That's
more. Yeah,
huge.
35 this year, 26 last year
We've
at
scored the
this point
most
in time.
goals in the Premier League right now.
Yeah.
So I think our we blew some of the goal differential stuff at the end, but whatever. We were tied with Liverpool on goal differential until we let their third goal in at the very end of the game.
Yeah.
Damn consolation goal. They knew
Yep.
Daniel had predicted the game. Whatever. It's fine. But yeah, man, like I think that's huge. What you were pointing out is our mentality after going 2-0 down
Yeah. At
away from
Tottenham.
home at Tottenham, one of our biggest rivals.
Yeah, it is. And it's just that mentality has been restored in this team because it used to be that way at Chelsea. Like you were just
Hmm.
saying, like it used to be the fact that, oh, we're down 1-0 heading into the 80th minute. Yeah, we still got a shot at this because of the
Yeah,
quality. We still got Eden Hazard. We still got Diego Costa. We still got Cesc Fabregas on the pitch. But it's been a few years since we've had the
yeah.
confidence to say that. And it's a relief because good, like I love Thomas Tuchel, but damn it, sweating out them 1-0 wins, 2-1.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I mean, where the other team is just attacking for the last 20 minutes of the match, and we're just sitting there sweating bullets, just praying to God the ball doesn't end
yeah,
up in the back of the net. Those matches were not fun. This match was fun. So I don't know, but yeah. So 11 minutes in the match, we're down 2-0, but have no fear. Here comes Maresca with his tactics and everything that he comes up with. But Sancho scores in the 17th minute on a brilliant
yeah,
shot from, he was right there at the 18-yard,
yeah,
right there on the edge of the box, and just curled it in to the bottom. I mean, almost like Spurs didn't think he was going to shoot. They sort of just, I forget who it was. Somebody made a run and pulled some, I think it was Enzo maybe, made a run into
yeah.
the box and
Hmm.
pulled a defender away. And that sort of
Yeah,
opened up the hole for Sancho to shoot.
yeah,
And he put it in the back of the net. And look, I will say this, that's the best game I think Sancho has played for us. I think he was, next to Lavia's first 45 minutes, which we can get
oh
into in
yeah,
a little bit. He was the best player on the pitch for the length of time, for like the entire match, I think.
yeah,
If Lavia had stayed on the pitch, I think Lavia probably would have been the best player. But Sancho, by far, I think, drugged this team across the line because he was trying to do stuff. Like, I know that there was one point in the second half where he put just a beautiful ball right across the 6-yard box, and
yeah, yeah,
Nico just stopped running. And all he had to do was keep running, and
yeah,
he
yeah,
would have toe poked the ball in the back of the net. Like, it was that perfect of a cross from Sancho. Like, he was literally trying to will this team to victory. And nobody was really helping him for the most part.
yeah, yeah,
But yeah, his game, best game he's had in a Chelsea jersey, and if he keeps that up, and then we bring in Esteban next year on the other wing, we're going to have an incredible wing attack going forward for the next few years to
yeah.
come. So
Yeah, the 4-4-2 did a breakdown of the game, and really what they
mhm.
focused on was like because Cole Palmer didn't do much in the first half
no, no,
outside of exist, and like that was that was what they were positing was the gravity of Cole Palmer as a player because he does have such a reputation now.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can literally look at the heat map of Tottenham and like the average player position. It is
Yeah.
weighted towards where Palmer is all the time.
Oh yeah.
So they were saying that because Palmer is who he is,
Mm-hmm.
which it's awesome to say this about a player that we got for like very cheap from Man City.
Yeah.
Right. Like who is now one of the best footballers in the world.
Mm-hmm.
How he just drew players out towards
Yeah.
him, and that would open up things. And we could talk about the Enzo goal that comes later.
Yeah,
because the same
that's
thing
the
happens
prime
there.
example.
Yeah.
Prime example of it in that. We'll get to there later, but yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, the Sancho goal was amazing. Really awesome. Just saw an opening and just blasted it.
Mm-hmm.
Into the far post, kind of.
Yeah, far post. Yeah.
Yeah, but he like just bulleted it in. I mean, it didn't even curve;
Mm-hmm.
it just rocketed in there. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was. It was a great goal that he had. I don't know, and then
I definitely had belief once that happened.
Yes, for sure. For
Yeah.
sure. Definitely had the belief once that went. I was like, I don't think I ever text you this, but I was, thinking if we can at least get it to down 1 by halftime, I'll feel a lot better. And 2-1 going into the break, we can regroup, come out, do some different things in the second half. Which is what we did. Because I mean, let's be honest, Badiashile, not the answer at center back. That dude I don't know what, ever since his injury, he's come back from his injury. He was great before his injury last year. He has come back and it's just been doo-doo. But he was not good in the first half. He liked to pass the ball to the other team.
Yeah.
Did not have a good match. And I don't know, in the second half, Maresca switched him because I mean, like, that is the thing when you're playing him and Cole together, they're both left-footed. So they're both left center backs, and then he switched Badiashile to the left, moved Colwell to the right.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it seemed to work a little better. I mean, I guess. I don't know.
He switched him out for Lavia. So before Lavia goes off, you basically have a situation where Caicedo is playing his right back. The midfielder is playing right back. So then Caicedo would often drift up and then be that second pivot with Lavia. And then Palmer and Enzo are that first pivot. And then they just run riot because it's like a true box midfield at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And then so when he brings Badiashile and puts him on the other side, and then puts Gusto in at right back, takes Lavia off. Cucurella him and Sancho down the left side was awesome.
It's salivating.
Once that happens,
salivating, man. Yeah.
He still gives Enzo because man, we could talk about how far up Caicedo was to even win the pin. We could talk about how far up Enzo was to get the second ball that he volleys. They still were able just to go forward. But because we stacked the midfield at that point and we had Badiashile in a better position. He's not the first choice, but you're still able to invert Cucurella at that point. And so he changed the midfield. It's great. He changed the midfield by taking out by putting in a right back and taking out a midfielder.
Yeah, and I mean I think I prefer Lavia. It did seem to maybe close down some of that space in there, and we were a little tighter defensively. I still don't think we were great, but the way Lavia was playing in that midfield though in the first half, the passes he was making, the run, the stuff that he does, it's like he's a lot like Caicedo, and the stuff that he does doesn't show up in a stat box and doesn't ever if you don't watch him play and you don't appreciate the off the ball work and the defensive skill set that he has, and then the passing skill set that he has, the things that he does with the ball at his feet, like the little things, just is what makes him so great. And that first 45 minutes, he freaking, besides the yellow card, which was weak, to be fair, some of the other stuff that had gone on in that game. Like, both teams are lucky that we didn't finish with 10 men. Like, Casado easily could have been red carded. Kulisevsky should have been red carded too. I mean, like, honestly, both of them probably should have been red carded.
Yeah.
So they both got away with it.
Yeah.
But Lavia's first half.
Yeah, I think they can go either way, but I could totally see them going red.
Yeah. Well, sure. I mean, Gusto essentially got a red for that exact same thing last season. And, I mean, and his wasn't even as bad as Caicedo's, because at least he got the ball. And his foot just slid over the ball and studs up the guy. Caicedo just whiffed on the ball and studs up the guy.
Yeah. So, it wasn't a good challenge at all. Like, it was. Yeah. It looked really bad, but
it was. Yeah.
But Tim Howard and Gary Neville both said that it wasn't. So just saying.
If I Tim Howard, I do not like.
Sorry, Daniel. Sorry, I interrupted.
No,
with Tim Howard.
With Tim Howard, son of a bitch. Yeah. So it was the first half ended. I mean, on a high note, we're not. Better than what it started, I guess. And I mean, after
we had all the momentum.
We did. Spurs had some more chances in that first half, and they did. Like, I mean, when you look at the XG, their XG was higher than ours. They created more big chances. I think they created 6. We created 3. Their XG was like 2.8. Ours was like 2.6 or something like that. We had more shots than they did. I don't know who had more on target or what, but we had more on target. We had 17 shots, 8 on target. They had 13, 5 on target. They created more big chances, and they missed more big chances than we did. So, but we dominated possession. But I mean, but it all comes down to, like, do you put those chances away? You know, like, do you, you know, and we're guilty of that for the last year, especially under Poch. We couldn't put those chances away. You know, so it's, and you don't get points for not putting, you know, for being XG champs. We learned that last year. So
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, XG does not matter. But, you know, we went to the second half, and, you know, we made the changes to line up. Maresca did. He said Lavia, at first it was Lavia wasn't hurt. Now it's Lavia had a hamstring tingling sensation or some shit like that. So they were being cautious, which we know he won't play midweek. So rest him up, whatever, for the match next weekend against Brentford, which is going to be another insane match. But so I don't know, second half, Palmer gets a penalty in the, what minute did Palmer get the penalty in? The 61st. That's the first penalty he gets. I don't remember who was this, the one where they got slide tackle. Yeah, Caicedo in the box, and slide tackle. I mean, when I was watching it live,
was that Basuma that did that?
Yeah, I think it was Basuma
that tackled him. Yeah.
No. Yeah, it was Basuma. Yeah, it was Basuma.
Yeah.
But I didn't watching it live. I didn't think it was a penalty, and I was like, "Oh, well, VAR's going to reverse it." And then they showed the replays. No, never mind. Caicedo didn't have the ball. He just took his freaking legs out. It was bad.
Stupid. Why are you going to ground in the box like that?
Yeah. Hey, look.
Like, that was really, I mean, it benefits us as long as our players aren't doing that shit. But, like, that is some stupid play.
It was a very dumb play. And then Palmer, just as Palmer always does, just beautiful penalty to the right of the, well, did you get it right?
Yeah.
He went to the right, his right, or to the right of the keeper?
Maybe he went, I think he went left.
Yeah, he went left because the keeper dove.
Yes.
Keeper dove to Palmer's right, keeper's left, and Palmer on the other side. Yeah. So,
Palmer said he thought that was going to go wide, and he was like, and it just went in.
It just went in. And, as Palmer always does. Just has, bums his Spotify, premium subscription off of somebody else, doesn't pay for it. Has post-game interviews while he's allegedly looking at penalties on his phone, which I think he was just playing some like League of Legends or some shit like that on his phone, some stupid game.
Oh, God.
But, I don't know, but Palmer makes the penalty. And, I mean, the second half wasn't as open as the first, but it was still open. And we did seem to control a little more of the second half than we did first. Seemed to be a little bit more in control of it. And then Enzo scores his goal, which this goes back to what we were talking about earlier, which your points you're making about Palmer and how Spurs were so focused on him. Like, that goal is that in a nutshell, because when Palmer makes the pass off the Tottenham player's shin, there's literally like 5 white jerseys around him at that moment. Like, how the ball even got to Enzo, I don't know, but it took a nice little deflection off a Tottenham player, and then Enzo just slotted it home. So
it's awesome.
It is
freaking awesome. Yeah, I mean, Sancho is by himself on the left. Enzo is by himself. I think a guy got there right as the ball, because the ball did linger in the air for a little bit, but because it popped up so far. But man, took it first time, volleyed it out of the air, rocketed it in. I will say this: a lot of the Spurs fans were really happy with Foster today. I thought he did a good job of keeping them in it.
He did. He had some big saves in the first half. He had some really big, because I even tweeted out at one point, I said, or maybe I text you, I don't remember. It was I don't remember. I do so much during these matches, I can't keep up with it. But essentially, it's like, why does the opposing goalkeeper always have their best match against Chelsea?
Right. Yes.
Like, why does that always freaking happen?
Yeah. He's also 6'7" or some shit, too. So he's
their backup goalkeeper. So for being a backup, I mean, he had a good match. So
and then we get a fourth.
Well, we do need to, I guess, go back and applaud Nico again for making Enzo keep his shirt on. That's the most hilarious thing. Enzo running, trying to take his shirt off, and Nico just pulling it down. Like, I mean, kudos to Nico in that situation. Because let's be honest, he didn't have a great game again. It wasn't a great game for Nico. He had some really bad touches on the ball. His hold-up play was not on. I don't know. His touch was just off or something, because he would come back to midfield to try to receive the ball and don't know where the hell it's going once it hits his foot today. So he did not have a great game. But he did keep Enzo from getting a yellow card. So he did something good.
Kudos to you, Nico.
Kudos to you. And then, like Jason said, we got the fourth. Another penalty for Palmer. This was the one where the dude, it was just like out of nothing. Like, Palmer had his back to the goal, wasn't even doing, like, he was just dribbling the ball around. The dude just felt the need to dive in and just took him out in the box. Just a dumb foul, man. Just, if I was a Tottenham fan, I'd be so livid, because it was just stupid.
Yeah, to give 2 penalties away the way they did when your defenders are making boneheaded plays, I am happy to be on the receiving end of that. Anytime they want to do that.
100%.
What a bunch of assholes.
Yep.
Was the Enzo goal when we took the lead?
Yeah, we went up 3-2.
When the announcer said, when the announcer said,
that's on. I don't know, what did he say?
Typical Spurs or something.
Yeah. Oh, I texted to you. He was like, typical Spurs, always going to Spurs the game away or something that.
Something crazy.
I was like, this announcer's on one today, and I'm here for it. Like, just freaking.
They were snarky all day.
They were very snarky. Very snarky.
Yeah, there's nothing more Spursy than blowing a 2-0 lead at home. Yeah. I mean, hilarious.
He just blurts that out. The announcer, the unbiased announcer, just blurts that out. Nothing more Spurs than blowing a 2. Yeah, Enzo's goal was when we took the 3-2 lead.
Yeah,
and then Palmer's other penalty, which, I mean, like, look. Number one, it takes balls to do a Penenka on a penalty. Like, no one, you have balls. Number two, I'm convinced now more than ever that Cole Palmer is here just to troll the world. Like, that is his job. He is here to troll the world. And he trolled all of Tottenham, the entire fan base, all the players, Ainge Postecoglou's fat ass on the sidelines. He trolled all of them with that Penenka. Every stinking one of them. And I loved every minute of it.
Dude, it was icing on the cake. Because, I mean, at that point, it's not wrapped up. Like, we still got time, like, to blow it. And like, there is, like, some residual trauma. God, there is some residual trauma of, like, you know, watching that kind of shit happen. But, man, did it feel good in the moment to be up 2 after going down 2. And for Palmer to chip the keeper with the Penenka. Like, holy shit. Like, that was one of the slowest penalties, like, to go in the back of the net that I've ever seen.
Slow motion, man.
The thing that was really, that had to be really sad for a Spurs fan is watching Foster just totally, like,
just die.
Like, get super, die inside, get super depressed about it. Because he dives and then, like, turns around and, like, basically watches it cross the line. Like, oh my God. Palmer, and then Palmer in his own like if I was an opposing player, I would think, like, he literally is watching those videos on his phone. It looks like he's not paying attention at all. And he's like, oh yeah, I didn't know I was gonna do that until I went up there. You know, I thought he was going to dive, and then I just did it. You're just like, oh my God. You just made a fool of every Tottenham player. You made a fool of Ben Foster. You made a fool of the entire game. And you were just like, I just did it. And it's like, holy shit. Like, I agree with you. He is the ultimate troll.
He's the ultimate troll, man. Like, and this is the thing. This is the same thing as the Cucurella aspect, though. That goal is not as good if we do not win this match. Because if they came back and tied it, that goal is irrelevant. We're pissed, you know. But because we won, we can laugh about the Cucurella situation, and then we can laugh about the Palmer situation and be like, hell yeah, he super controlled Tottenham. Screw, you know, we can say whatever we want to because
we get to enjoy it all, and they're so sad about it. I love it so much.
I know.
God, I hate them all so much.
I do too, man. It's always nice to beat Tottenham. But when you beat them after being down 2-0 and you come back and win 4-3, it's just like, it's even better. Like, I think I'd rather beat Tottenham like that. Like, I'd rather go down a couple of goals and then come back and win. I'd rather that than like a 5-0 victory over them, I think, just because it fits their persona, it fits their personality of that club to a T. And oh man, it's just like when you can hang that over the head, like, see, we told you, you're Spurs. Spurs it away like you always do.
Freaking bottled it, man.
Yeah, man. They did. And it was great. And then, I mean, they did get the consolation goal at the end.
It is that pissed me off. Not because you got the prediction right. Like, genuinely, like, please stop doing that shit. Like, I understand I don't know. I consider it pre-celebratory.
Yeah.
It is truly a consolation goal. They just checked out.
It is. They did check out. But I mean, they had another moment in the second half too. Oh yeah. And which was just a blatantly dumb moment in the second half where we played a great offsides trap and they played the through ball to their winger. I don't remember who it was. I don't remember if Johnson was. I think Johnson was out the game by this point in time. But they played it through their winger and he was running toward the ball and we just stopped because we knew he was offsides.
Yeah.
But then Son comes from an onside position and just hustles his ass off and gets down there and gets the ball. And then we have to play catch up because we're all sitting there walking around instead of running toward the ball and making that guy make a play on the ball or something so that the offsides will get called, because it's not offsides if he doesn't make a play on the ball. So Son just hustles down there and we get lucky that he freaking misses the shot.
Yeah.
So that's one of those mental shutoff things.
Yeah, he's literally able to run it down the left. Like, he is full break speed. There are Chelsea players trying to catch up to him. Cucurella is making a run from like midfield across to like to block to at least be on the goal line. And Son hits it wide. But that was kind of their day. Like, they weren't clinical. They lost control of the game after Cucurella changed his boots. They, like, how epic is that though? Like, we now can talk about Cucurella changing his boots and it literally changes a game. Like, that's the persona he is made for himself by being a jackass in the beginning of like the first 11 minutes of the game. But it is nice to be able to laugh about all of it. But yeah, I mean, dude, there were several instances like that. Like, we play so high, like, and we don't even play as high as Tottenham, and we play pretty high. And we get caught out, or we have mental lapses, or
it's usually it's more those mental like, if we because of the way we play, I don't necessarily have a problem with us getting caught out. Like, if we get caught out, we get caught out. That's just the style of football we play. It's the damn mental lapses that piss me off, and it seems to be there's at least one good one every match where the other team they're gonna, because of a mental lapse, whether it's Sanchez and his passes, whether it's our defenders not tracking a runner in the box, whether it's not getting across somebody on a cross, whether it's we just stop running and let a freaking player run by us and get the ball just because they out hustle us. Like, those are the plays that piss me off. If like we're just playing a high line and we get caught out, it is what it is. That shit happens. Yeah, I understand that happens with Maresca ball, but I also have confidence that we get caught out once or twice a game, we can score 3 or 4 goals a game to compensate for that. And maybe Sanchez will make a hell of a save. So, I don't know. It's the mental lapses that piss me off more than anything.
Yeah. The passing out from the back is really bad. Not just from Sanchez, but from the defense. Like, when we pass a ball, like, I thought overall we did pretty good with the pressure, with the press that Tottenham were instilling. Like, man, that was probably one of the more physical teams we played this season. Like, they were all over us at all times. They were pressing constantly. They never let up the entire game trying to do that press. We got better at breaking it down. But, like, when we are under pressure, we will literally pass the ball, like, as hard as we can to a guy, to one of our defenders that has a guy on his back. And then we inevitably lose the ball. Or we're doing that into the midfield. Bob cannot distribute a long ball.
No.
Not consistently. Every now and then he has one, and we're like, oh, Bob did pretty good. I think we got a goal from like one a few games ago. Like,
it's just like every now and then, Jason.
Yeah, but like he cannot do it consistently. I'm not convinced his decision making is gonna catch up to his talent.
I don't think there's any talent.
That's what the quote is. Like, we're waiting for his decision making to catch up. Like, I mean, you watch him. Yeah, so it's really the quality of pass that is the bad. That's the worst thing. Like, Colwell to Cucurella slips. Badiashile passes it out. Oh man, I forget who he's passing to, but we lost the ball there. Bob does it every game, multiple times.
Every match. Like, it's usually to one of them. It's usually like Caicedo or Lavia or Enzo. It's usually to one of the midfielders when when the midfielder drops in between the two center backs, he tries to hit that pass. And there's always somebody closing down that mid. It happens every damn.
It's insane. It is. Those are kind of the fundamentals I'm talking about all the time. Although I don't know if it's just the high of the game or what. I'm just not harping on them as much. I mean, we definitely had some stupid things that we did during this game.
We did.
It is a derby. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like there's some excuses for this game. When we play a team like Brentford, we better be better than that.
Yeah.
Because those are your trap games where it's like we know we're going to go to Spurs. We know it's going to be controversial. Yep. We know it's going to be chippy. We know it's literally going to be on edge. Like those games are going to be insane. And then when Taylor's reffing, it's going to be even worse. Like we know what to expect with some of like, with Southampton a couple games ago, you better just do good. And we did, but like,
yeah.
But like, if I still am not going to buy into this title race bullshit. If we're truly in the title race, some of those things got to get better.
We got to clean up a lot of stuff still.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be there's going to be matches later in this season where we have to win 1-0 or we have to win like where we can't let the other team score. Like we're going to need a solid defense, and that's still not even close to being there. And I mean, maybe not. Maybe we just keep outscoring teams. I just don't know if we can keep that up. There's just going to be a spot when we are going to come up against a team in a low block at some point during this season, and they're going to hit us on the counter, and they're going to go up 1-0, and then we're going to spend the next 70, 65, 70 minutes, whatever it is, trying to break down the damn low block. Can we do it? I don't know. We still haven't really played a true low block this year. Hell, Arsenal's probably the lowest block we've played all. Or Liverpool. It has
been a crazy open year so far.
It has been.
Like we're almost halfway through the season.
Yep. Halfway through.
It's crazy.
It has been. But I mean, look, it didn't say like you said. It's a derby. It's gonna be crazy. Stupid shit's gonna happen, especially if Anthony Taylor's got the whistle in his mouth. We got out of there. We went to there. We got 3 points. These, honestly, until the end of January, this match and the Brentford match, I think, are our 2 toughest matches. I know we do. I think we have Fulham mixed in there, which is another derby, but Fulham doesn't make me as nervous as Brentford and Tottenham did. So,
yeah, we'll see. We both were keeping track of the Arsenal Fulham game, and they
Arsenal's
didn't look
shit,
great.
Man. They're shit. I turned it on at the end. Arsenal shit. Yeah. Nothing makes me happier than seeing Arsenal score a goal and then getting called for offsides and then getting called back, and then
that happened a couple times.
Yeah. So I don't know. But look, I will say this. I am having fun watching Chelsea again after 2 years of being depressed, and that makes me happy. So if people want to talk about us being a title race, talk about us being a title race. I'm just going to enjoy it while it's fun. And we're on a 5-match winning streak, and it's just fun watching Chelsea play again.
Yeah.
And we're scoring goals. We might be giving up more than I like, but we're scoring goals, damn it, this year. So, hey, there's hope. There is hope this year. So, which is more than we can say for these past few years. So,
yeah, I mean, we're already in a great position not to get relegated. So, we're doing awesome.
We're doing awesome. We're not in a relegation battle this year.
Can I ask you? I'm not willing to talk about title race stuff. I mean, we're 15 games in. I know that's not insignificant.
January 1st.
We'll talk about it there. But how are you feeling about top 4 at least right now with who is behind us and where we can probably finish?
We are 2nd. Arsenal is 3rd. City is 4th. Okay, Nottingham Forest is 5th. Nottingham. There's always one team that finishes middle of the table that is up toward the top of the table at the beginning of the season. Nottingham Forest is that team this year. They are 5th. We are 6 points up on them right now. So I feel confident that the top 4, if you wanted to have a conversation about top 4, I'd be a lot more willing to do that than a title.
Agreed.
Conversation, because I think that top four is looking a lot. It's looking like it's going to shake out to Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, City battle by the end of this. Because Villa's just not. I don't think they have the depth. Now, maybe if Villa doesn't make it, I think they're in pretty good standing in the Champions League, though. I think they're going to the next round. Depending on how far Villa makes in the Champions League, I think depends on how well they finish out the season in the Premier League. Because they just don't have the depth to compete in both competitions. Nottingham Forest will fall off. So really, it's going to end up being like because I mean, like 10th and up, pretty good. I mean, Tottenham's already 11 points behind us. Newcastle 11 points behind us. United is 12 points behind us.
That is 11, 12, and 13 right now are looking pretty crazy.
Yeah, so like the teams that I feel like that'll actually like have depth and they can actually challenge us, we're already building such a big gap over them.
Yeah,
that top four is becoming more and more realistic. And you know what that means? The more realistic chance we have of making Champions League next year. The closer that we get to Champions League, the closer we get to those damn Jordan jerseys, Jason. That's all I'm saying. I want my Jordan jerseys next year in the Champions League. Damn it.
Yeah, me too. That would be.
And I want Chelsea to have
awesome.
I want an Esteval Champions League Jordan jersey.
Yeah, dude. This is the year to do it, man. If we,
it is
like we will have an insanely amazing squad with a lot of depth going into Champions League season next season.
Yep.
They will be hungry, especially after getting a taste of it during Conference League, especially if we win Conference League.
Yep.
Like that is going to be pretty great if we can finish top four. I would say this team is exceeding my expectations.
100%
obviously
expectations.
I didn't have any expectations going in outside of maybe
what did we say
finished
8 to 10.
I thought I might have put 9th or something. I
think realistically, I think we said we will finish somewhere between 8th and 10th. I think is what we said. Somewhere in that 10, 9, 8 range is where we said.
Yeah. I would have never
dreamed. We made a prediction. God, no.
But like Maresca, we had so many issues coming into this.
Yeah.
That you and I were just like, well, keep Potts for stability, even though we hate the guy.
Yeah.
And then they change it all. They give 5 years to Maresca, and he does this with all the things that this club had going against it, with the narratives that were going, with the bloated squad. Like Maresca has come in with the mentality issues, with the immaturity.
Yeah.
Maresca has come in, and over the course of he got a full preseason, by the way, but with the full preseason. And now he truly is almost halfway through a season. Like he is, I don't know. He has ironed out a lot of the wrinkles that we had. It is really, I'm with you. It is just fun. It is like,
here's the thing.
Fun to be in this position after the tumultuous last couple years. And man, am I just enjoying watching them again.
Yeah, for sure. I think that the thing is that the problems we had are problems that exist in Maresca's system already. And so the problems that we had were goalkeeper and defenders. Those don't really honestly matter. Well, you need a goalkeeper that can play the ball. We still don't, with his feet. We still don't have one of them.
Yeah.
We have one good center back. We have a good left back, and that's it. The other defenders, they're all sketch because I'm not even counting Reece James in this. Our best right back is a midfielder.
Sad.
I mean, so, with all that, I mean, with all that said, Maresca has, because of his system and the way he plays, and he plays so attacking based, and he plays honestly, he just plays like, I'm going to score more goals than you. I don't give a shit. Like, that's sort of my viewing of Maresca, and I love that. Like, I love that type of manager, so that's fine with me. In the quality of players we have up top, he's getting the best out of them. He's putting them in the positions to get the goals, to get the assists. Like, you can see what he's done with Enzo. Like Enzo to me is the biggest example, like of what he's done with a person to put them in a position to be their best player. Like because Enzo struggled with Poch, and nobody liked the pivot with him and Caicedo. Nobody thought it worked. It didn't work. But then Maresca comes in and says, "Hey Enzo, I need you to get in the box more so you can actually score freaking goals for us.
Yeah.
And so you can be more of an attacking player, and so you can distribute the ball. So you need to be in that role." And that's what Enzo, it took him a little while to get there. Like he struggled in the beginning of the season, but he's there now. And you're seeing that Maresca is getting the best, and we're getting the best version of Enzo now because of what Maresca's done and how he's coached him up. We're getting a better version of Nico this year, albeit he didn't have a great game on Sunday. But everybody, you can't have a 10 out of 10 every game. So I'm fine with that.
Better version of Cucurella.
Right. Cucurella is a different player. Palmer is not doing what Palmer did last year, which nobody expected him to. But he doesn't have to. So that takes pressure off of him when Palmer doesn't feel like, hey, I'm the only person, I'm the guy that's go out here and win every match for us, because that was Poch's system. Poch's system was just get the damn ball to Palmer and let Palmer score. That was his tactics until the last 6 matches of the season. But yeah, Palmer doesn't have that pressure on him because Sancho's playing well, Enzo's playing well, Nico's playing well, Neto's playing well. And then you got the depth off the bench. You know, Caicedo has scored a goal this year. Like he has players around him that are helping him, and it makes everybody better. So because it's not just a one-man show out there, it's a team, and their chemistry is just insane. Like Madueke's having a good season. Like it's just good vibes, man. Like you said earlier, it's just good vibes, Jason. So, but Maresca, but the point I was making with all that is his defense doesn't have to be good. They just have to be adequate. And that's pretty much what we are. We're an adequate defense. I would like us to be better. I would like us to buy a really good center back in the market and a really good goalkeeper. Everything else, just leave alone. Don't touch anything else. Just buy a good goalkeeper and buy a really good center back. Or maybe give Jurgensen a run at it. He's about to get a run because Sanchez is 1 yellow card away from a suspension. So,
oh man, I would be okay with that.
It's not going to hurt my feelings when Sanchez gets that next yellow.
Dude, I just want to say Palmer last season had 22 Premier League goals and 11 assists.
Yeah.
And so far this season, he has 11 goals, 6 assists.
So he's on pace to
it's pretty good.
Talent.
Yeah. So, 2 of those just came from penalties in one game, which is great. But, you scoring goals. Doesn't matter.
You score goals. That's right. But, that's the thing. But he's not having to do it on his own this year.
No,
unless you were he really kicked it up around. This is about the time last year where we really started seeing Palmer break out too. Was around this November, December, and then he just literally drugged the team to the end of the season. So, but yeah, I don't know. Off topic. So they're talking about a rule change, Jason. Get your opinion on this. Okay. So instead of giving keepers a yellow card when they're time wasting in the match and they don't kick the ball within the 6 seconds or whatever, which 6 seconds is used very loosely, they're actually going to give the other team a corner kick now, is the rule that they're talking about.
I'd be okay with it.
I would like to see it. Yeah, I would like to see it trialed in some preseason matches, maybe, and see what it's like. I think it'll help because getting a yellow card is not as big of a deal as giving up a corner. That's a big difference.
Yeah, I agree. I think that makes sense. It's going to be weird, but some of those teams that do just sit back and like if they nick a goal off of you and they're just gonna sit and time waste, like are they? Because man, we've had a couple teams this season that have time wasted in the first half.
Yeah.
And man, I can't remember that team. I was like, my God, they've already started the time wasting. This is insane. If they gave us a corner for that, I would totally take it because some of those teams will weaponize it to a large degree. Every team's doing it. I mean, I get it. It's part of the modern game, I think. But like, man, do I get really ticked off when some of those smaller clubs that have like, yeah, give us a chance to score. It's huge. That is huge. It's a huge thing.
Yeah.
I think it would really help. Like,
I think it would.
You would see a lot of strategy not to do it.
Honestly, I think I blame the refs for this because the law of the game is clear. Like, you have 6 seconds to kick the damn ball, and if you don't, you're supposed to get carded. And if the refs actually followed that law to the book and actually enforced it, just like diving, if they actually enforce diving like they should and give out freaking yellow cards when people dive instead of just telling them to get up off the ground, then people would stop doing it. But until you enforce the freaking rules, people aren't going to stop doing it. So maybe this is like a compromise because in the back of the goalkeeper's mind is like, well, shit, I don't want to defend the corner.
Right.
So maybe this, because like they know they honestly have about 15 seconds before the ref's even going to tell them to freaking kick the ball. And then that's just a warning. Not going to card them the first 5 times that they do it. He's not going to card them till late in the match. Like, he's not carding a goalkeeper that does it in the first half. It's not going to happen.
Has a goalkeeper ever gotten a red card for time wasting?
I mean,
or like 2 yellows for time wasting?
I would imagine it's happened before. I don't know. Think I've ever.
I'll have to look it up.
But I would imagine it's happened at some point in time. But
yeah.
Anyway, I think that about wraps up the Tottenham talk. But what a fun match! What a blast it is to beat your rivals. Shove it right in their faces, bunch of assholes. And then they had the audacity to freaking throw paper at us the whole match. Bunch of freaking assholes.
Has the FA done anything about that? That is ridiculous.
I mean, they're probably going to get fined. My favorite thing, though, was the announcers, the whole match, just going on and on about it. It's like, I can't believe the fans should do it. I'm like, what do you expect them to do and hand them paper to do a tifo at the beginning of the match? Like, what do they think was going to happen?
Right.
And then I'm like, on the second hand, I'm like, well, at least they're throwing paper, not batteries or cigarette lighters like happens at a lot of places.
True.
So I'm just like, I'd rather paper. And then they're like, what are the stewards doing? They're not doing anything. Like, what do you expect them to do? They're like getting pelted with 50 pieces of paper every time they go to the corner. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
I wish Palmer had waited even longer, but I mean, I know in the middle of the game you're like just trying to get on with the game, but like
there's a picture ESPN posted of him picking up the paper off the pitch and just laughing. Like, so I don't know.
God, I love it.
I love that, man. Yeah. But yeah. So midweek game, Conference League. We are traveling, I believe. Let me see if I can get this straight, Jason.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be bad.
We're traveling to play Astana, which is in Kazakhstan, I believe. 5,000 miles because we've got to freaking go around the Ukraine and freaking Russia because they're having a freaking war. So once again, Putin screws us. F Putin. Again, screw you, Putin.
Asshole.
Once again, screwing Chelsea. Screw you, Putin. So we got to travel 5,000 miles. And then, rumor has it, -11 temperatures. I'm not sure if I'm assuming that's Celsius.
Holy crap.
Because, I'm assuming that's not Fahrenheit. Because that can't be, because that's Europe. They use Celsius.
Won't you get, frostbite at certain?
I don't know. That's what I'm thinking here. Yeah, it is. So, Chelsea has decided to, we have loaded up our, we have called in the youth, Jason, in other words.
Yes.
If
it's Celsius, that's 12 degrees.
So that's probably right.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. So we have called in the youth to play with it. Yeah, sub-freezing conditions in Kazakhstan. Oh, sorry. 7,000 miles round trip.
Oh my God, man.
Yeah. We've brought in 11 academy players.
No way.
For this trip.
How are we allowed to do that on the roster like that?
Yeah, I think we can add players.
Wow. Okay.
And we are already through to the next round, so we're good.
Yeah, that's fine with me. Yeah,
nothing.
I think
to do.
we're the only undefeated team so far. So
yeah, Dyer is on there. Shamari Maka is on there. We bring in one of our young goalkeepers.
Nice.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I'm assuming that.
Good on the lads. I hope that they have a great time.
Is it who's been playing? Amari Gray? Is that who it is that's been playing?
I think so.
I'm assuming he'll play probably. So the point is that like this is good. Obviously, like Palmer's not going to go. Lobby is not going to go. Obviously, with picking up a net. Like I'm almost just like just play the 11 academy players and just see what happens. I don't really give a shit because I would rather be focused on Brentford on Sunday unless I guess you can bring Mudryk. I guess Mudryk's fine. Because he hasn't been playing a lot. You could bring Gooey, sorry. You bring Gooey. Gooey would be a good one to play. Dewsbury. Because he sucks anyway. DCC because he's shit.
I wouldn't take any starters.
No. You don't take. I wouldn't
at all.
Play.
Not even some of the. Not even
Enzo or Caicedo, who usually make cameos.
Yeah.
None of them.
Yeah.
Cucurella stays back.
I say you keep subs back. Too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I say you keep subs like Christopher. I think you keep Neto back. Felix back. Yeah. I think you keep all them back.
Yeah, I think you keep all. It'll be interesting to see who all goes, who all gets on that plane. But I'm with you. I think you hold as many people back as you can because the game is irrelevant. It's 7,000 miles, and you're going to be getting back in on a Friday, and you got to turn around and play on a Sunday. So and it's a big game. Brentford's not a slouch team. They're not. They beat us twice last year. Sitting in that's Poch. So.
They also are one of the highest scoring teams in the Premier League right now.
Yeah. Next to another.
They have like 31 goals.
Yeah.
But they're leaky because they have
they've given up 28.
High 20s. So. Yeah, okay.
Jeez. They've given up
28. This is going to be a really interesting game.
Yep. Where is it? Is it at Chelsea?
I don't know.
It's at home.
Okay. That's nice.
Yep, at home.
It doesn't matter. We always say that, but like for us this season, we're playing good everywhere, so it's pretty nice.
Neto is out for that match. So maybe send Neto on this trip and let him play.
Yeah. Is he?
Let Neto play. He's suspended. I forgot he picked up a yellow. Yeah, he got a yellow in the Tottenham match, so he's suspended. Okay. I forgot about that. So maybe send Neto to Kazakhstan.
Yeah, send him on.
Let him and Mudryk go run wild wings over there.
Yeah, but that's gonna be a slog of a match, man.
Look, yeah. So we're gonna record on Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we don't need to do Brentford predictions tonight. We just need to make predictions for this conference league match. I don't even know, man.
I have no idea.
I don't even know. I don't either. What? Let's see. Hold on. What is their? I hate this stupid thing. I hate Fight Mob sometimes. All right. So they've won 2, drawn 2, lost 2, won 2, drew 1 of their last match, their last few matches, last 5.
This game's going to be a crapshoot to predict.
It is. They drew with some team. I don't even know who that is. It's hell if I know. Dude, this is just gonna be whatever at this point in time.
Yeah, I have a prediction. I'm going for it.
You have a prediction?
Yeah, I'm just gonna say something.
What's the hold on, I want to look at the where okay, so they're 23rd right now in the conference league. They've scored 2 goals, conceded 4, they're -2 goal diff.
Okay.
So okay. Oh no, Liga Warszawa. Something. They're undefeated as well. They're on 12 points. So
Wait, the team we're playing is on 12 points?
no, no, this is another team.
Oh, okay.
So they're undefeated as well.
Okay.
So yeah, so I don't know. All right, let's just predict something. I don't know. All right. 1, 2, 3. 2-1 Chelsea. Okay. There we go. 2-1, 3-1. I'm going 2-1 because it's going to be freaking 11 degrees.
Yeah. I'm hoping one of our youngsters gets one in there.
Hey, let's hope so. Yeah. I think it'll also depend on like who does how many of the backups does Maresca. Does he play Felix, who normally plays in a game like this? Does he play Christopher because he normally plays in a game like this, or does he hold them back because of the traveling and the weather and how all that's going to be? So it'll be interesting to see. But anyway, so that's that. Anything else we need? One other piece of news, Jason.
All right.
One other piece of news that involves our good friend, who we have not talked about in a while, Mr. Todd Bowley.
Okay.
He has now entered the auction to buy none other than the English newspaper, The Telegraph.
Oh, my gosh.
So he's going to add to the Chelsea propaganda arm.
Wow.
That's what he's going for. Yep.
Where's old Matty L work for? Does he work for? Who's he work for?
No, I think he works for somebody else. I think he works for the Telegraph. I don't know who Matt Law works
for. So how long before Matty L goes to the Telegraph?
Yeah. To start pumping out propaganda pieces for Todd Bowley. Yeah. Oh, and
that's
also we are supposed to receive $60 million this summer for playing in the Club World Cup.
Okay. That's pretty good.
Yeah. That is a nice chunk of change.
That's what they're banking on for us not having a sponsor, probably.
Yeah, for us not having a freaking front of the church sponsor the whole season.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah,
man.
I do get worried about our finances on the background for future, but we have such a young club that it's kind of working out. So
it is. We'll see. We will see.
Yeah.
But yep, that about wraps that up. I guess this episode is in the books, done and dusted, and we will be back Thursday for another quick episode. And I guess until then, Jason, tell these people where they can find us.
We're on X. We're on Instagram, which means we're also on Threads, I think. And we are on Substack, where Daniel writes amazing match reviews. We've made it easy for you. We put it. We post the name everywhere. It's down below us right now, but it's the same everywhere. It is at Red White Blues FC.
That's right, and we are also on the YouTube. And subscribe, follow over there. Click the bell, ding-a-ling-ling, whatever. If you want to look at our faces, if you would like to just listen to us in audio form because you think we're ugly, we understand. We are on Apple and Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast at these days, but we are there. So until Thursday in the freezing cold Kazakhstan wintertime weather, we'll catch you guys and gals on the flip side.
London is blue, flippity floppity.
Bitches.